Have you ever pondered the vulnerability of U.S. satellites and the escalating space threats? These are not questions to be taken lightly. As we delve into the cosmos, the safety of our satellites becomes a critical concern, a concern that has been growing significantly over the years. In the grand expanse of space, the United States has established an intricate network of satellites, each playing a vital role in the smooth operation of our world. Whether it's for navigation, communication, weather monitoring, or defense, these satellites are the silent guardians of our everyday lives. However, they are not invincible. In fact, they're subject to threats that most of us might not even consider. Imagine a world where our reliance on these satellites is exploited, where they become targets for potential attacks. This isn't a far-fetched sci-fi plot, but a very real concern. The increasing space threats from two major players, Russia and China, have raised eyebrows and alarms. Both these nations have previously conducted nuclear tests in space, demonstrating their capabilities and potential intentions. The thought of a nuclear warhead obliterating our satellites, disrupting our critical infrastructure, is a chilling prospect. But the U.S. is not standing idle. In response to these evolving space threats, the United States has taken a significant step. The creation of the U.S. Space Force is more than just a new branch of the military. It's a statement, a commitment. The Space Force aims to protect our satellites, to enhance our systems and defenses, and to ensure the security of our space-based infrastructure. The creation of the Space Force by the U.S. aims to address these evolving space threats and enhance satellite systems and defenses. It's the dawn of a new era in space defense, an era where the vulnerability of U.S. satellites is acknowledged and addressed. And as we move forward, the role of the Space Force will only grow more vital. Before the recent Russian satellite threat, there was Starfish Prime. Starfish Prime was a high-altitude nuclear test conducted by the United States in 1962. This event was more than just an experiment. It was a demonstration of power and technological prowess that would send ripples through the international community. The purpose of Starfish Prime was not solely scientific exploration. Rather, it was a strategic move in the escalating game of Cold War chess. By detonating a nuclear warhead some 250 miles above the Pacific Ocean, the U.S. aimed to investigate the effects of nuclear explosions in space, and more specifically, their impact on radio communications and radar operations. And what an impact it made! The nuclear detonation created an electromagnetic pulse, or EMP, that was far stronger than anticipated. This EMP stretched out over 1,000 miles, reaching as far as Hawaii, where it caused electrical malfunctions and even knocked out streetlights in Honolulu. It was a shocking realization of the potential power of nuclear weapons in space. But the effects of Starfish Prime weren't limited to the immediate aftermath. The explosion also created a radiation belt around the Earth, which had significant implications for the burgeoning field of space exploration. This artificial radiation belt damaged or disrupted the operation of several satellites, posing a new kind of threat to space-based systems. Starfish Prime was a sobering demonstration of the power of nuclear weapons and the potential impact of their use in space. It was a wake-up call to the world about the vulnerability of satellites and other space-based systems to nuclear attack. It also sparked a new wave of research into protective measures and countermeasures, leading to advancements in technology and strategic defense. Starfish Prime marked the beginning of a new era of space-based weaponry and threats. It was a stark reminder that in the vast expanse of space, the weapons of war could have far-reaching and unforeseen consequences. Following Starfish Prime, there was Project K. This series of high-altitude nuclear tests was the Soviet Union's response to the United States' Starfish Prime. It was their way of showing that they too could play the game of power projection in outer space. Project K was not just a simple tit-for-tat, though. It was a strategic move that had implications beyond the immediate Cold War context. These tests demonstrated the Soviet Union's ability to disrupt, degrade, and potentially destroy satellite systems, a capability that has only grown more relevant as our reliance on satellites has increased. Moreover, Project K highlighted the vulnerability of space-based assets. It underscored the reality that, in the high-stakes game of global politics, space is not a sanctuary, it's a battleground. This escalation in space threats by the Soviets has had far-reaching effects. It's shaped our understanding of potential threats in space, influenced the establishment of the U.S. Space Force, and continues to inform our strategies for protecting critical infrastructure in space. Project K further escalated the level of space threats, leading to the current situation with Russian satellite threats. From Starfish Prime and Project K to the present Russian satellite threat, the landscape of space threats has significantly evolved. Today, we stand on the threshold of a new era defined by the potential use of nuclear warheads to obliterate satellites. This recent Russian stratagem has sent ripples of concern across the globe, particularly in the United States. The vulnerability of critical infrastructure is now under scrutiny like never before. These space threats pose significant challenges to U.S. national security. They bring into focus the pressing need for robust deterrence strategies. As we navigate this complex and rapidly shifting terrain, questions abound. How can we enhance our satellite systems and defenses? How do we mitigate the risks posed by these space threats? The U.S. has responded by establishing the Space Force, a bold move towards securing the final frontier. But the journey is far from over. The emergence of a space-based nuclear weapon by Russia underscores the gravity of the situation. We must remain vigilant and proactive in addressing these space threats to ensure the safety and security of our satellite systems.